All right, let's bind this together. Now, I have just made a little template. I did this on my cinch, but you could totally do it with a ruler and measure it all out and everything. That was the center when I put the 6-inch piece in, and then it had, I don't know. I have still not figured out exactly how to use the cinch to get it to center properly, but the cover was the one I wanted mostly centered, and I did go over a little bit with my crochet trim. Sorry, I don't know why I'm blanking out on these words. So anyway, I used, this one's a slight off, and I don't know why, but then I copied it to this one, and then when I got to the third one, I was like, why is that so off? So I remeasured it and fixed it about here. You can see how far, I don't know, I didn't erase these circles yet. You can see how far off I was. It just kept going this way. So I don't know how that happened. I must have not had them aligned properly, but I don't think it's going to matter because we've got some leeway. I was thinking of using this because this is a, oh no, it's not as thick as I thought it was. But I might use, I was thinking if I used this, it could stretch and then the pages might move a little easier than putting something stiff in there. But I was thinking this was thicker. This is the really thin one. Let's try it though. Let's try it. I'm still trying to figure out, I got all this mess up here, how I want to do this so that, oh, did I finish what I was saying about making the holes? I made a template and put that on there, punched the holes, and then I used this as the template and lined them up in the corner of each one so that the taller ones only have holes on the bottom. That's what I meant to say. So I'm thinking if I put, I'm missing that one there. There's 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, there's 7 pieces. So I'm going to have to cut, let's try doing 6-inch piece. And I'm thinking if I tie it in a knot, a square knot, I should be able to cut it close. And then I can still take some trim or some of the seam binding and hang it on the outside if I want to. So let's do 7 of, no, I have 6 holes, 6 of these. Not, all right, so let's see. 1, 2, I think I'll just measure it this way instead of trying to measure it on there. 3, 4, 5, forget measuring. Okay. So let's just, I'm going to start in the middle. Well, this should be able to go through relatively easy. No, I guess I'm going to have to start at the top. So I'm thinking if I had something to put this in so it could stand up, it might be easier. Hang on just a second. I have these baskets that I got. The problem is that I want them lined up at the top. Well, let's just get it going and see what happens. So I'm going to start at the bottom. Okay, that's not working. So we just go back here and do it. I'm going to do the second hole because I know the second one goes through that second page. That second page is the only one that only has 5 holes. See, that's what I didn't want. I don't want it to be so tight. So, and it's not going over there, so I'm not sure that, I think this might be too flimsy. This one is about right. This one's too tight. But I think that it's gonna go like this. You know what I mean? It's not gonna be strong enough. So let me get one of these. So I'm just gonna cut these off because that's not gonna work. It's too flimsy. I need a thicker weight if I'm gonna do that. So what I used that for originally was the lap book. Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to put this around this way, and it should hold it for me. Like that. These are just headbands from Dollar Tree. But this should, yeah, see that's going to be much better. And then I can kind of move it around to where I need it to be. Alright, so seam binding. I haven't really thought this through, guys. I apologize. But I have all this seam binding, I might as well. And I'm going to cut these pieces longer so that, let's do, what is this, 10? Let's do 10. And because I'm going to have to cut off the frayed piece. In fact, if I had tape, I'd probably put tape on it. Maybe this will work now that I have that headband on there. And I'm going to go through a middle one. Yeah, this is really tricky to get through these holes. Well, slow and steady. Yeah, see, that's already frayed. Let me cut that off a little bit because it doesn't want to go through already. Maybe I should get out a needle. Okay, there we go. Now they've all gone down, but because this is thicker, I'm gonna just do an overhand like that. No, I'm not. Well, I think it'll stay in the thread now, but it has kind of wandered. All right. Well, this will stay in though. Is that right? Yes. Okay, let's do another piece. And I think I'm going to get my big darning needle and see if that... I have this pack of doll needles that is blunt tip. I mean, you can still poke yourself, but that might be an easier way to do it. Okay. And that way I can just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Look at that. Or not. Maybe I need to stand it up this way. That'll be, there we go. Stand it that way. Alright, so now we've got 2. Alright, that was a lot faster at least. And then I'll tie them at the end. Right, and they stay because that's a little bit I don't know what I was going to say. Oh, because it's thicker than that little string. The string just came out. Okay, so now we want to tighten these all, but I don't want them to be so tight. So I think I'm just going to lay it like this and just tie them one at a time on its side like this. It does seem to be a little more concentrated here. Kind of want to get them all lined back up because they should be, I'm going to take this piece off now, because they should be lined up with the bottom. But something is in the way here. I'm sure it's a piece of ephemera. There we go. There we go. Okay, let's start in the middle. Over and under. And I'll work my way out. Over and under. And I guess there's probably a little bit of a learning curve. If you've done this 100 times, you're going to know how tight to do these. It's going to have a little bit of a mouth on it no matter what you do. So let's do this one. If I leave too much of room, it's gonna, it's already gonna be like loose, which is fine, but it's not gonna ever be super snug like if you had a sewn in binding on it. But if I tighten it too much, it's gonna be like this, and if I don't tighten it at least where it is right now, it's gonna be way more wobbly. But I think that looks really good, so I'm going to go ahead and hold that down, and I'm going to tighten these because I did not tighten them. So I'm going to start in the middle. And tighten those down. I'm going to get them all. And then I'm going to snip them off. And I think I'm going to leave about, I don't know, maybe an inch. And there we go. Okay, so there we have it. A fun altered board book, and I think it looks really cool. And see, the pages will lay down flat as we turn them, so that's exactly what we want. We want to be able to turn the pages. Yeah, I like it. It's a little snug here, but I think that'll work its way out. And I did add a little more to the collage there. You've got the little journal here where you can write. Lots of little things here and there to write. Flippy outies and tags and little tuck spots and things like that. So I think it'll be fun. So, alright, I am going to clean up and then I'll be back with a flip through.